For you, my sinners, every YouTuber is a little reptile.
Hey, Savior, I think you're losing your marbles a little bit. Woo-wee. How's it going? Welcome back, my beautiful sinners, to another great and amazing, majestical, beautiful video here on The Savior Show, where I'm animated today. Because, guess what, my sinners? Today we are going to be talking about the PC Master Race. That's right. Why the PC is better than the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, okay? That's what I'm going to be talking about today in this video. Now, that might be kind of obvious, but I'm going to give you a little bit more interesting perspective on the matter. And I'm not, a PC fanboy. I'm not a console fanboy. If you're, connecting your, hobby and interest to something, you don't have to take sides on what, is superior, because everyone has different tastes, okay? And that's just very sad, seeing people actually argue about a different corporate box over another corporate box. It's pretty sad. Anyway, my sinners, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, smash like and subscribe, and please drop a comment down below. I do read every single comment. Please leave your comments down below, because I really do enjoy reading every single comment that the sinners leave me, and it's great to see the channel growing. Of course, I get negative comments, and it really does hurt my spirit, my soul, but every YouTuber has to deal with that, and I feel like people just kind of brush it off, and, they act like it's not a big deal, but it does actually hurt you. You don't have to be a triggered little snowflake about it, but it can be quite damaging. But for people who leave really negative comments, not, criticism, which is always welcomed, but actually just pure hate, they're just very sad people, and that's usually how I deal with it, is only someone really sad wants to bring down someone else. So to all the nice sinners and to all the nice viewers who leave me supportive comments, thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's get to it, shall we? Wahoozy waha! So, my sinners, let's discuss why I think the PC is the best way to play games and is still better than the Xbox Series X and the PS5, why I think the PC is still the best gaming platform, and why I just generally think it dominates PS5 and Xbox Series X. Now, just between the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5,
It's exciting times to be alive, my sinners. We have new consoles.
And seriously, looking back at the PS4 generation and, the Xbox, I really don't think too much has changed, okay? Now, graphics have reached a point of such fidelity, such amazing quality. It's all about frame rate now. It's all about, load times, and that is quite a big part of gaming, enjoyment, because you don't want to be taken out of something. You don't want low frames. I went back to play the PS3, a few games on the PlayStation 3, and it really is just terrible. The frame rate really does add to the immersion of a game, because if you have low frames, it really does just kind of ruin the gaming enjoyment, in my opinion. And I think that's, why next-gen is so important, because it's really going to just make everything feel like fluid and smooth, and every kind of transition is just, not really that noticeable, which is really good thing for immersion and just making the gameplay nice and immersive. And immersion, of course, is the #1 priority, okay? So, out of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, personally, I would go for the PlayStation 5, and that's only because that Sony produces far more better, IPs, stuff like The Last of Us. Before it was completely terrible, before it turned into progressive snowflake trash, it was actually a quality game. They made Sekiro. I haven't actually played that, but I've heard it's amazing. They make all kind of, great original, games just for their platform, unlike Xbox. But then again, Microsoft does produce amazing stuff as well, like Halo, which I absolutely love. But now we have the Master Chief Collection on PC, because it's Microsoft. So that's why, when it comes to a console, if you have a PC already, it's better to get PlayStation 5, because you don't really need a Microsoft device when you can just buy everything that Microsoft pushes out on PC, or at some point it will come to PC, like Gears of War has, so you just have to wait and buy your time, okay?
So, Savior, Why do you think the PC is better than the new PS5? You must be crazy.
So, my sinners, I do believe that for PlayStation 5 it will have far better exclusives, okay? And that's just because they produce more original ideas. It's Japanese, and if you know Japan, like I know Japan, you know they're a bunch of crazy wackos, and they have some really interesting ideas, unlike, you know, a big corporation like Microsoft, which, you know, basically only cares about money, and they will just pay whoever, you know, a game developer a high amount of money just so that they're exclusive. Doesn't mean that they've got more creative game developers that want to make games for their, you know, home console. You know, like Japan being a Japanese gaming company, they're obviously going to go over to Sony for PlayStation because that's, you know, their kind of domain, if you get what I'm saying. But why do I think the PC is still better than the PS5 and, you know, the Xbox Series X? Why do I think the PC is still the top thing to get? Now, of course, if you're on a budget, obviously the consoles are far more appealing, even the new ones, which are highly, highly expensive, okay? And with newer gen consoles, we all know that the big controversy around these AAA games are going to be so expensive. You know, that's crazy. They're asking for $17 plus for a AAA gaming experience. And if you know about, you know, AAA gaming experiences, if you know how I feel about it, I think it's a joke, okay? Because most games, most AAA games are recycled garbage content, like Assassin's Creed, like Call of Duty. You know, they're the same old things year after year. Yes, they've got a new shiny coat of painting, but it really is the same core mechanics, just with shinier graphics. So why would you pay $70 plus for a AAA gaming experience, unless if it's something great and original like Cyberpunk 2077? It doesn't make that much sense to me, okay? So let me first tell you why I think the PC is better. Enough ramble, enough dilly-daddle, let's get on with the reasons why. Okay, so number one, the PC Master Race is, of course, still the most powerful and the most dominant when it comes to power, okay? Because you can play all these games in great graphics still with, you know, current gen graphics and newer gen graphics. You can still play them on a PC. It doesn't have to be a super high-end PC. I've got a 1060, and that's still enough to play, you know, most games on everything ultra with super high frames if you have a good CPU. So that's one reason, you know, it's still the most powerful device to play games on, okay? And that comes to do with virtual reality as well. You can't play good VR games unless if you have a PC, okay? So that's one main reason, is because the power is just still far more better on a PC. And yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but when you add up all the games from the, you know, PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, it's actually less expensive to buy a good gaming PC, because that comes into point number two. And point number two might be slightly controversial, okay? Because I do believe in supporting good developers, you know, people who are maybe smaller developers and create original stuff, but there are ways around, like being a, you know, Captain Jack Sparrow, if you know what I'm saying, and getting free games very, very easily by torrenting and all that kind of stuff on PC. And then if you want to save your money and you don't want to buy, you know, a Ubisoft game, for example, because they're pretty much scumbags, because they produce absolute crap mostly, you know, you can just get it for free, is what I'm trying to say. So that's why the PC is also better, because you can download all these things for free if you know how, and it's pretty easy, okay? Number three is modding. You can mod any game that you want, make it shiny, make it more beautiful, add content, which is really, really cool. And number four, my sinners, is PC can actually do so much more for you. You can
Start a business.
okay, it's multi-purpose, okay? You know, these consoles are just for gaming or watching Netflix. They're for a consumer lifestyle, okay? So if you want to be active and you want to build something like YouTube videos, or you want to make music, or you want to learn a new skill like coding or Photoshop, or start your own business, okay? You can't do that on a console. And I know that I'm talking about the main reason for these consoles are, of course, gaming. I'm talking about gaming mostly, but I'm just giving you the reasons why the PC is better. It's because you can start a business on a PC. You can do so many things on a PC that you can't do on, for example, you know, a gaming console like the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X, or even a Mac, for example. You know, you can do so many more things on a proper computer, and that really just opens up so many opportunities for you. So I think that's really important to remember when we're talking about, you know, yes, it's slightly more expensive, but the things that you can do with it are far more, you know, limited if you get a console like the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X. So yeah, that's the end of the video, my sinners. I hope you enjoyed it. Please drop a like and subscribe and share it if you did enjoy it. And check out my music on Spotify and the stores. I also have merch. Any support would be highly appreciated as a small independent creator, okay? Keeping you safe and giving you
Moist.
knowledge to survive in this dirty capitalist world of 2020. But yes, I do still believe that the PC is better than the PS5 and Xbox Series X, and between those two, I think it's definitely the PlayStation 5, just because it has better exclusives and the power is slightly better, and it's just a more sleek kind of cool design, I guess. So that's what I think, my sinners. But still, in 2020, I'm glad to say that the PC is still the best and is still better than the new generation of consoles, just because it can do so many different things, and I think that's, you know, really value for money. So I'll see you next time, my sinners. Have yourselves a great day or night, and peace out. Bye-bye. Don't forget, my sinners, to check out my music on Spotify and purchase it on iTunes or Apple Music, whatever. Please support me out as a original creative, and I would appreciate you, and I'm gonna, you know, do the same thing back to you, Sonny Jim. And if you want me to lick you out any way you want, you know, just call me up and I'll be there, Sonny Jim. Thank you very much. I once had a family, you know, but they drove me insane. I took their souls from them, and I consumed their energy, my sinners. Did you know?
Xavier, how does the PS5 compare to the Xbox Series X? Surely the PS5 is far more superior.